We'll count us off, I think. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, we are live. Hi, everyone. We are here. I'm Jeremy Williams, the owner and CEO of Guard Closet. I have with me today Michael Nash over there on the West Coast. I'm over here on the East Coast, so it's a little bit earlier for you, Michael, than it is for me right now. And we're here to sort of kick off what we call Get It Day. Get It Day is something we started a couple of years ago with Guard Closet, where we take June 14th, which is Flag Day, and we kick off sort of the season. Many people are just finishing up school, getting their new stuff like sort of started. You're just like wrapping up. Maybe you just finished playing Pomp and Circumstance for like the 800th time. And now you're sort of like, okay, now I can a little bit switch my focus onto next season and next marching band and see really what I need. Hopefully you've gotten your uniforms started in some kind of fashion. If you haven't, we have lots of options for that. So there's no worries. But if you're looking for like custom costuming right now, you need to be on that like today. We'll get to that in some other discussions throughout Get It Day. So we have this discussion tonight with Michael. Unfortunately, Eric, who's supposed to be at 8:30 Eastern time, is having a little bit of a delay. So he's going to be on tomorrow with Nicole and Christine at 2:00. He'll be on. But tonight we have Michael to kick off Get It Day. We are launching our Get It Day sale. So right now, if you go to guardcloset.com/getit2024, we have a sale going on. And the sale is the Get It Day flash sale, which anything on that website starting right now at Get It Day, guardcloset.com/getit2024. If you put in the code FLASH24, it's 35% off that item. So it's like really great prices on stuff that, it's little sets of flags, it's other sets of costuming. There's lots of stuff there. So scroll through the Get It Day 2024 and put in the code FLASH24 for the next 24 hours. And then there's another code after that, which we'll put in the links below for the rest of the week. So here's the website. You go to guardcloset.com/getit2024, and in the next 24 hours, put in Get It Day. Code is FLASH24, and that takes 35% off any of those items. So now that I've done the QVC spiel, now that I've spieled away on the QVC and done my due diligence, it is now time to meet Michael Nash. So hello, Michael. Welcome.
Hi, Jeremy. How you doing? How's it out there in Pennsylvania? What part of the country?
I'm in Philadelphia.
Okay, you're in Philly.
Yeah.
Sweet. I've been there before.
Yeah. I'm very conveniently located. I've picked up Ron at the airport. I was supposed to drive Chris Green to the airport. That didn't end up happening. But yeah, I'm very close to the airport. So yeah.
Nice. So am I. I'm near the beach here. So, I really love it out here. Been here for years. But let's introduce myself. So, been in the pageantry since 1973. Started marching as a trumpet player in a drum corps called the Chevaliers in Waterloo, Iowa.
Okay.
16 years old. Went through that. Several years. Moved on to another corps called Osage Precisionaires. They were DCI in 75, 76. And then moved on out to California after going to school in Northern California. Came out here, helped start a drum corps called Renegades from South San Francisco.
Yes.
And then I was on the board of directors for them, and then moved to Southern California because I took a job and was sat with Impulse, and then started SoCal Dream. So been in the industry for a long time. Now I'm with Vessel on the visual co-caption heads, but doing props things has been like, off and on job for a while. I did props for Impulse. I did a big, huge volcano back in 2001. Had to paint that. Do some other backdrops on the side. Made big tiki mask. Had to design a book for their Willy Wonka show the first time, and how to do that out, how to lay it out, and then a few odds and end jobs, and then I started with Bellflower. Well, with Bellflower, they had their prison show, and they needed cages, so
Oh,
we had scaffolding.
who doesn't love a cake?
So I had to figure out how to build a a cage and
Uh-huh.
scaffolding and around it. So I ended up building it, showing the design, drafting it up, and giving it to the parents, and the parents built it.
That's
And we also, yeah, and you had to figure out how to build like guard towers and
Well, wait, so wait. Back up, back up. You're just like jumping in. Like you're like, oh yeah, I just built this and I built this and I built this and I built this and I built this.
yeah.
Hold on. Let's back up and let's like understand Michael Nash a little bit. So tell us like about you. I mean, you didn't just start building this stuff. Like, did you like was there a background with your family? Like, where's that come from?
Okay, so my family background is my mom and dad. My dad's a doctor. My mom's a was a housewife. She had a nonprofit background doing the women's of the was it Catholic Daughters Association, whatever. She was in that. So I had a lot of background of my life. Parents were known in the country, were known in the city. Mom and dad, well known in the city. So my grandfather was a doctor in the town also at the time. He passed away. My father took over my grandfather's practice.
Wow.
Then I moved out. I went to art school. So I got into drum corps by my band teacher. He got me into it because he said, "Hey, this would be a good way for you, to get better on your trumpet."
Yeah,
Fell in love with it right off the bat. I
yeah.
was a track player. I was a football player. I gave those up.
I mean,
I went with drum corps because in Iowa there was nothing else. Marching band was that old school 1950s
uh-huh.
kind of build a diamond, play the music, play the fight song.
Parade.
Yeah, yeah. And we weren't that good anyway. So,
It generally does start off that way. It does seem like the people that come from bad bands are the ones that like stick it out and end up like being like you and I, like still doing it. You know what I mean? I think it's like that's something you have to prove. You look at those kids in like the really great Texas bands or like, whatever. They're like, they graduate, they're like, I'm done. I'm
yeah,
out.
yeah.
No more. It is out. So I do find that interesting that it's always sort of us, like kind of like the people that came from, because the program that I came from was, in the sticks. It was not
Uh-huh.
it was very exactly probably what you came from. And yeah, it was immediate for me, the love of it, right? Like, you show up to marching band, and my family was sort of involved in it. uh,
Hmm.
my uncle had a group of twirlers that was like drums and twirling, and it'd just be like bass drumming and like xylophoning down the parade route with like twirlers in front and back. That would like parades and stuff. So that was like where my introduction to it came, and then I went into the marching band once I got into high school, and I was like, well, this is now my entire personality. And like it really was. I mean, I went to Westchester University because of Color Garden marching band. I like graduated with a communications degree so that I could go on and like do events surrounding large parades and be
Right.
around marching bands. And here I am, all these years later, still, totally involved, and now, even more so, and bringing even more people, into it, and wanting this like education side of it, which is why I'm so like fascinated with the way that Guard Closet is sort of breaking up in a way. It's like everybody sort of has their own little expertise of like what they're sort of really amazing at, right? So like,
Hmm.
Josh is one of our arrangers. He has, great music arranging that's just like insane. Ron is like over there doing amazing drill things. You're in this prop world, and not that everybody isn't in all of the worlds, right? But like this like focus on like this is just really, really, really cool. So like, tell me even like, are you just is because I came from Westchester University and Field of View, so like props just like where it's at for me. Like I want to prop in everything at all times, always. The bigger the better, the bigger the better. But like, where did that love for it come from you?
It wasn't really much of a love. Let's put it this way. I After I did the volcano, I hated props for a while. Um,
Yeah, that makes
but the whole thing is, I'm an artist. I went to art school for 8 years. I learned everything from printing on paper to paper. So I've done a lot of stuff, and sculpture was my background. So I had to learn how
there.
to build all this stuff.
Ding, ding, ding. That's the word. That's the phrase I was looking for. I see it now. Now it all makes sense.
No, here's the other part. I took stagecraft in high school,
Of course.
so
Sure.
that came into it. And then in the drum corps, I got to repair and finish the drums. Like I did one year, I painted the timpanis in '74 and '75. I repainted the timpanis, so I learned all this stuff. So yeah, just the art school, the whole background, and then I started learning more and stuff. And then recently, just how
Really.
it started coming up and it started flourishing. It just,
Right.
you know,
Well, and I mean props. I mean, yeah. I mean, even just talking about it in a small way, props from like just the development of them from being like, going to Home Depot and slapping together like the insulation with some tape, and you're
yeah,
like, okay, well, if you paint it this way and you prime it and you do this and you do that, it'll be fine, it'll be great. And that was fine. And it was great. To like now we're like, we have Two Cool Percussion and Core Design are two of the companies that we work with, like literally creating like entire like landscapes on the field. I mean,
right,
that's just insane to me.
right. So just the whole thing of that, and then trying to figure out what to do. Um, so the whole prop building was just like fell into it by, you know, I know what to do because I've had so many years of being an artist. So
Right.
I figure out what prop could fit and how you can make it work on what you can do.
Right.
So um, that was this whole thing, and it just all of a sudden just started clicking in my head. It says, I know this stuff.
I can do this.
I can do this.
Yeah. And it is an art. And I just think, there certainly are people that can there's certainly people out there trying to do it. I guess that's what I'm trying to very delicately say is I think
Hmm.
that there are people out there really trying to create these massive things, and you see them at the show, and you're like, oh, honey, sweetie, we should not have done
Yeah,
that, or like you spent way too much money on that and not enough money on this, and that just comes from experience. I mean, that's just what that is.
yeah, and that's the whole thing. I started walking through the back lots after being with drum corps and the marching bands for a while, and I started looking at props. And
Yeah.
I started looking at how they built it because I'm like going, ooh, that could have been done better.
Right.
Ooh, this could have been a little bit easier to be done. I even looked at Blue Devils and said, hey, that's a pretty cool prop there. And the whole color splashes thing they had show, because I have a friend who's working props for them. I said, okay, let me take a look. I says, oh, that's ingenious. Okay, that makes sense. So,
Uh,
but marching bands don't have that big money. So
no.
I'm looking at how to adapt to scaffolding, the backdrop banners, and that kind of stuff. So
Well,
that's what I was looking at.
and that like that is an inexpensive way to do the prop thing, because I'm gonna say this, and you will probably 1,000% back me up, but like gone has to be the days of like parents hanging on to props for dear life. Like
Yeah.
we're smarter than that. Like I guess is you know what I mean? Like there are easier ways. Like you said the word scaffolding. Oh, I mean, listen, I'm from Philly and we do this thing called the mummers. And anybody that watches this that's from Philly or whatever, like that knows the mummers, like this scaffolding in that world is like insane, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It,
Love it.
it is collapsible, right? It's great. It fits in a truck very nicely. It comes out. You can put stuff in it. You can hang stuff on the back of it. You can put platforms on top of it for people to stand, and you can buy very simple vinyl pieces to go on the front that mount on the front and just hang there and look amazing and won't blow away and
Yeah.
won't move. And I
Yeah.
think that for me is really like the what I really need.
Yeah, so that's the kind of idea I was looking at for Bellflower. We had vinyl on our outside of our props last year, and it's nice, but it doesn't say taunt like I wanted to. So I was like going, okay. So I looked at Core Design. They saw this thing about their 3D
Mhm.
choroplasty front. I'm like going, my God, I've worked with choroplasty before. I know what to do with this stuff. So I'm like going, I'm just going to integrate it. And so 40 years of retail, I know all the little fasteners and stuff, the connectors. So I know exactly what to do because I was in merchandising. So I can piece everything together. And I started thinking,
It don't gotta look good from the back. It don't gotta look good from the back.
no, you can't. You can't. It doesn't matter. It's from the front, you got to see.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then I said, I can do this. So last week I went to a printer and got a quote on how to figure this out, and it's a big company, so I'm looking forward to pushing this off. And we're doing with Bellflower this year. I can't divulge the show, but it's going to be a lot of cars.
I'm sure. I would want nothing. I would expect nothing. I would literally expect nothing else. The thing that I would say about like the flats, right? Because uh, such beautiful work can be done now with graphic design and all
Yep.
that stuff. Is don't is be intentional with that stuff too. Like, don't just go to Shutterstock and get an image and slap it on the back. Don't just write the word, blue because we're doing a show about blue. Like, have intention behind what and why. I just find sometimes people create a prop because you create a prop and you think like, well, I made a prop so I get more points, or it's fine. And it's like, no, it doesn't work, doesn't make sense. Did you just arbitrarily pick these colors that make no sense with any
Are
of
you telling a story?
the what?
Are you telling a story? Does
No,
it fit the
yeah,
story?
like
Yeah.
literally, like it's like that's what people shouldn't be doing, but that's what happens. You know what I mean? And I'm saying you need to go to people and come to people with experience like to say like, no, don't do it that way. Maybe let's do it this way.
This
Like,
way.
we're all very good as designers, of a certain age, that to take your idea and go, yes, but, or no, not yes. What is it? It's yes and, right? Like, that's the idea, is we want to take your idea and go like further with it, make
Right.
it better, make it more cohesive.
Yeah, like with Vessel, we had these big, huge 3 foot by 6 foot styrofoam wedges, and we have to roll them around on the field or get them out on the field. So they thought they can drag them.
Uh,
It would take 4 people to move them.
right.
So the first thing I said when I looked at them says we should put wheels under them, and they said, okay, how? I said, well, we just cut them in and put wheels under them. We need something. So first I thought of a little ball. I thought of weigh it and see if we do it. No, the little ball said, no, they said we need wheels because it has to roll out there. I said, okay. Furniture dollies. So it took me 3 chances to talk to someone to figure out to do the furniture dollies. And this past weekend, we inserted furniture dollies underneath the styrofoam
And it
so
works.
you can roll them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then cut them and then insert it with some foam so the foam lays it in. And that's more or less it. And then now we got to cut stairs in it, but
You just said the word. That's more aesthetically pleasing. Uh, how can we hide the wheels, please? Can people like have just a little bit of focus to do a little bit of effort to hide the wheels? Some
yeah.
people out here with like big old giant wheels with like a little itty bitty prop, and like all I'm seeing is wheels. Like, we need to think just a little bit better about how we, prep into going into these things.
Even a little black skirt around it would
Yes.
help.
Simple. Go to Walmart, whatever, get a little fabric, trim it up, staple on.
Yep.
Fine. Makes a whole big difference. This one time I was I did this garden show, and I had these benches, and I had I think I bought the benches from Home Depot or whatever, generic picnic style benches, right? And I knew that I wanted to I knew that I wanted to use the benches in a unique way, in that I wanted to be able to hide behind them. Well, it's a bench. It's an open bench. It's a picnic bench, so you could see through
Right.
it. So I went and got some plastic mirror, and the good kind of mirror, not the kind you spray on, not the kind you spray on, not that film that you stretch and you think it's going to iron on and all that kind of stuff. There is plastic mirror out there, people. It's a roll. They put it up in dance studios.
Yeah.
That's the stuff you need. And I put that on the bottom, and it looked like you were seeing through it. And so people popped up behind it, and people were like, oh my God. But you can't get that crinkly mirror. I think that's where I was going with it. I don't like the crinkly mirrors. That's the other prop no, I think. We needed a no list. I think that's where we needed, Michael. We needed a no, wheels, hot, mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah, so just the whole prop thing, and then the consignment issue, being able to have other groups who have props have been sitting in their backyard forever, and somebody else can reuse it, recycle it for something else. That's a given.
Well, yeah, so that's what we're doing, right? So now Michael is sort of launching this, prop closet or prop garage or whatever whatever you want to call it, Michael. I kind of like prop garage; it's kind of fun as versus closet. Yeah, so we finally sort of figured out how to do the prop thing. People have been asking us. We've been requested all the time. We get floors. We get, this giant prop and this giant prop, and we have parameters around it. Michael is here to assist in all of it and assist in the listing of the props. If you want to sell your prop or you want to put your prop out on consignment, Michael's here to help you get through that process. And then if you want to buy props, they'll start appearing on the website. As soon as we start getting some inventory, we'll be putting them on the websites, and then you'll work with Michael based on where the location is. Is the shipping going to work? Is it not going to work? Does then Michael know, oh, I know this prop's over here that's going to work for you just as well, or maybe here's a new option that's going to cost whatever. So I think what is going to be really awesome, I think, that doesn't exist in this world, and I'm saying this, Michael, which is why I think you should promote the heck out of it, is a prop person, right? That's just, there's nobody out there that's attacking it in the way that you are.
Right. So I thought of being your prop broker is what I am.
Right.
So like my whole shop is one shop consignment. My whole field performance theater, I mean, it's a theater. So that's what I'm doing, is a theater on the field, is I'm helping you build your theater on the field.
Yes.
So I mean, in my backdrop, I have a rabbit back there. That can be done as a prop, set up, digitally printed, and set up. I mean, it's,
and you went to art school. That's another thing too. This goes back to even the beginning of the discussion where we're talking about letting people do the design work that the people do, right? You have an idea and you think differently than the person that just graduated from high school. So I always say, let the plumber plumb, let the hairstylist style, and let the designers design. You don't have to be a designer. Don't take that on as an extra stress. If you I know I want to have this amazing prop, I just can't even possibly conceive of what it is. Reach out to Michael. His email's right here. Reach out to Michael and say, this is my vision for the show. This is my budget. What do you think? What do you have? Where can we go? And I'm sure you're going to want to run with that, right?
Yep. I can help you out in one way or another. I've done so many years of this activity, so I do have a lot of friends.
Well, that too. It is helpful to. What is the phrase? You always know a guy.
Yep.
One of my dear friends, Bobby, and also my friend Matt Hurley, who's been works with AMP a lot. I mean, so you know those props, right?
Oh, yeah.
Matt Hurley is famous for saying, I know a guy. I have a guy. I have a guy. So
Yep.
Michael Nash might be your guy, everybody. Like, so if you are watching this and you need props, I think you want to talk to this person. If you're watching this and you want to get rid of some props, put some props on consignment and make some money, get them to Michael. Even if you have them on Facebook Marketplace or you're selling them someplace else. I mean, the fact of the matter is Michael's building a network of people that need and want. So if those two things work very well together, if he has a database of props and people that want them.
That's the best part of it. I'll have everybody. I've been looking on every marching band prop, Facebook page, Reddit page.
He's gonna get
I'm gonna get to you guys. I mean, I see Huron High School with a whole bunch of stuff sitting in their marketplace, and I'm like going, "Ooh, pins! Oh, look at those nice simple things. Oh, that'll be nice for somebody to split out on the field." So um, and I have groups out here in Southern California and floors. God, we have floors.
floors. I mean, Michael, God bless you with the floors. I think you might be flooded with those requests because I feel like everybody wants to get rid of 300 floors, but then everybody also needs 300 floors. Like,
Yeah.
that's the beauty of what we do here at Guard Closet. We can really fit anybody's budget. We can work with anybody. We can sell you the new stuff and the used stuff. If you come to a budget with, a budget X, Y, and Z to Michael, and he might say, okay, great. Well, let's buy this, spend a lot of money on this, but let's get consignment on that. It's going to be much easier for us as an organization, as a company to do than anybody else because we have access to all of this stuff.
And being a person who was a drum corps manager, a corps director, who had all that experience for so many years, who knows how to find ways to get stuff at a lower cost. And I was oh God, I 40 years in retail, but I was also a corporate buyer for a large computer manufacturing, cable manufacturer, and marketing manager. So I have an extensive background in stuff. So I mean, let's put it this way: I've been working since 1974.
Don't say numbers, Michael. Don't say numbers. Numbers aren't fun. No
I'm
one likes.
retiring.
I like budget numbers. I don't like year numbers. Let's not do year numbers. Let's only do budget numbers.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't want to. I kind of maybe a little bit in wrapping up here. What are your kind of like go-to things, Michael, when you want people to come to you talking about props? Like if I'm a customer and I'm going to come to you with my show, what information do you want? How do you want to help me?
Give me your concept of the show, how big of a budget you have, any ideas you're looking at, if the numbers of what the kind of props you're going to use. If you have stuff already on hand that you have like scaffolding, any banner backdrops, any banner towers, anything that you can reuse, possibly that's another idea. If you want to buy new, I mean, I already have an idea for people who want to build their own front drops with EMT connectors. So if somebody wants a diagram, I'll let you know.
Yeah, right, exactly. Don't give away that knowledge for free. That's a free bonus with purchase. Like purchase all of your props from Michael Nash and learn how to build your front ones just like that. That's how you sell. That's the QVC sales. That's right there for you, Michael. Well, yeah. I'm very glad we were able to get together and like have this conversation about props. I love talking about props. Props are my jam. This is all in preparation to start with Get It Day. We are launching that. Get It Day 2024. Go to guardcloset.com/Get It Day 2024. If you use the code FLASH24 until midnight on Friday, you'll get 35% off any of the things that are on that list on Get It 2024. And then after that, you can use Get 24 for 25% off the whole rest of the week. So you get 35% off between now and midnight Friday, and then it's 25% off for the whole week on all those items. So it's lots and lots of consignment stuff that we have going on. I want to say, don't forget to follow us on social media at Guard Closet. Find Michael, email him if you have props, right? Email him, out to him, marching for you. Yeah, it's like you got that green screen. That's kind of but reach out to him, Michael, and at guardcloset.com for any of your prop needs or anything if you're in Southern California, right? Southern California,
Southern California, Arizona, Nevada.
Yeah, costumes, shoes, accessories, whatever you need, Michael is like there to help you.
I'm here, I'm waiting for you.
All right. Everybody soon.
So I'll let you go. It's been fun.